Tribeca is absolutely wonderful, and you know what? If we could have chosen anywhere to premiere this film, it was going to be here. For a long time, they genuinely, and when you watch this movie, I defy you to say otherwise, they genuinely love their fans. And so they, for a long time, every fan has a story like theirs and they want to hear them all. And that's how this started. And when we went looking for fans, guess where we went first? To the band members. They can reel off the names and the stories of so many of their fans that that was the first place that we went to find these fans. I literally have so many of them. I mean, look, if Austin's story is extraordinary, Pete and Sarah's story, the guys in Botswana, where else would I go? I would go, the women in Saudi, so that's an extraordinary place to be, connecting with music like this. You're going to go to 23 different countries in this film. So genuinely, it's a truly global event. This film is what it is to be human. Honestly, you may think you're a Metallica fan, you may not be a Metallica film. This is not for Metallica fans, this film, believe it or not. This is what it is to be human, to search for belonging, for love, for connection, and all of these stories. They are everyday human stories that we can all relate to. By the way, we have about another 9 hours of these stories because they just keep coming. They're extraordinary.
It's happening right now, right? We're at this right now. I don't think we've absorbed it yet. To be asked to tell your story was a weird experience, to go and tell your story. Seeing it for the first time in Syracuse was weird. We saw it for a second time in Atlanta, and then was able to absorb more because it just wasn't. It's very weird.
And having people in the theater with us watching it and coming up to us afterwards saying that it's impacting them has been also just very heartwarming and touching and surreal. The best part for me is that we got to do it with a lot of our friends that we've met along the way, so that I don't want to start crying. I'm going to start crying again. I'm very emotional. The people we've met along the way have really become family and helped support us in our journey. And
we filmed, and they're all here, all of our friends. We filmed this with them, so it's brought us even closer, even more of a family now.
I feel like a lot of this stuff we could not have gotten through it without them. So it's been amazing, all of us being together.
Yeah, it's been very special.
I don't know so much about Metallica's legacy. They're only halfway through their career, and but I do know that they have affected a lot of people around the world with their music and their message and how open they are about their own issues. So this film is kind of a tribute to that, and us finding stories that we can engage with and identify with and understand or feel for based on that. The main message and the main idea with this film is the band were curious about their fans and they wanted to hear their stories. And they sent me out as a soldier to pick them up. And it was incredible to find these stories all around the world and what an enormous reach they have and how much they actually touched people around the world. So that's what the film is really about. It was like not so much asking me to make this film, but they were like, we're so curious, go out and figure it out. Because they didn't really see anything until I was done with the film. They basically sent me out and I was like, you guys want to know? And I was like, no, let us know when you're done. This is definitely brand new for me. And to be honest, I don't think there is any other band that could make a movie like this. They're so specific with their message and how they communicate with their fans. So I'm sure there's a ton of fan films out there that could be made in the future. But this one is really specific to how open they've been about their own issues and how they affected people. So I think this is like very unique, and I don't think they could be made with any other band really. It was a challenge for sure. It's one of absolutely the biggest edit job I ever done. In documentary filmmaking, we say we write the script in the edit room, and this time we really did. We went out and went for quantity of footage to get quality in the edit room. And it was hard, it's like balancing which stories to put in and which stories that couldn't be in, or the build up of the film to make it interesting. We're asking a lot from the audience to look at this because it's like a bunch of unknown people telling their stories, So our responsibility was to make it interesting and make it, so we can get people to engage in it.
You see these faces and they become familiar and they're your friends. And they're your friends through music. They're your friends through what we do, what we passionately do through our art and what we create. But they're also very much a part of that experience because it moves their lives. And we want to hear their stories. We want to know why and how it moves their lives. Why do we see them all the time? And why are they so happy? And why do they make us happy? And that's what this is all about. It's not about us. It's about them. It's about, if anything, it's about this shared, powerful experience. It's almost tribal, and I don't know. It's again, it's a celebration. And every night on this tour, you look in their eyes and it's just like, there's a connection. I feel like that's kind of been something that's always been there, but I think we're feeling it more now than ever, And so it's great that we're making this film with them and about them. I feel like, through this band, also through All Within My Hands, which is something that means a lot to us in terms of helping others grow and learn trades and careers and helping out with the food banks through and with our fans, because they're a part of that too. So we're doing this all together. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what this is about. It's about us all together in the shared experience and celebration.
It's great. I mean, it's pretty special occasion for a pretty special film about a lot of very, very special people.
It all started with a friend of ours, Jim Brewer, who is a comedian that was opening up for us in the arena tour. And he was traveling around with a lot of these fans and just kind of got to know them, staying in the Airbnbs with them. And he says, James, you have got to hear these freaking stories. They're unbelievable, where these people came from, how they got into music and why. And then, so he inspired that. He inspired this movie.
I learned a lot. I learned a lot that, as James was saying, we were curious about our fans, and I learned so much from this film about them. It was really, really special experience for me personally.
He's our kind of favorite go-to guy, and he gets us. He's done a couple of our just song videos and whatnot, and he totally gets us. He gets that world. He grew up in a metal band himself from Sweden. He's a big fan of metal, so we knew he was the guy. It's hard to not just geek out and wave at them like, hi, I know you're in the movie. Try not to do that, but I can't help it. Once you hear their stories, it's hard to not love them. It's just really hard. But it has changed a relationship. I was very afraid that it was going to change them in a fame way. How fame can change people and make it a little weird in life for them. I was concerned about them being in this movie, but they understand what it means. But I think helping us get the message out that we're all the same. They really just validate what we're doing.